Welcome back to BoneDry Bonsai. I'm Joel. So we've had a string of 100-degree days here in the last week. Makes wanting to do anything difficult, but I've got to get to the bench and get anything going that I've been putting off. So I hope you join me. Check it out. So yeah, I've got plenty to choose from that need work. This red oak, I really want to take these leaves back smaller and see if I can get something going on with that. Nothing's happening at all with it. The dwarf wisteria, that's a big project, but I need to quit putting it off. Another easy one would be the flowering quince. It's doing good. It's just long and leggy. I've got this Chinese elm that I got off the internet. I really want to do a video on that, just to show what you can get delivered to your door for under 30 bucks. But it's a pretty big bulk of work. The sycamore, this is the only one that's looking this way. And you know, I see them around town in landscape, and some of the trees have leaves that are browning real bad, and a lot of them look fine. This one does have good growth on it and new growth, so I'm really not sure what I should do with that, but it looks terrible. This coast live oak could be at least just pruned back. I don't think I need to do any heavy duty wiring to it yet. That would be easy. My Chinese pistache lost a branch or two. That could use work for sure. Most of it looks pretty good, but I really do need to take it back because it dries out so quick. And of course all the willows need to be pruned again. That could probably be something quick. You know, beginner, if you're a beginner like me, and you look around at your trees, that's right, Kelly. You look around at your trees and yeah, you can just get overwhelmed. And you come out and you go, man, I want to work on something, and then you start looking through. Liquid amber, I'm thinking now it is a liquid amber. I need to take the big leaves off of that. But yeah, you can just look at everything and go, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go back in and have a Coors Light, and nothing gets done. So I'm gonna grab something simple and just kind of play myself into the game. Flowering quince won out. So there's not a lot to do to it really. Got a few stubs I want to take back. And I want to shorten branches. I don't know how it will grow. I just know that it's in an energy positive and it needs to be more compact. I don't feel like I want to wire this tree yet. It's just not there. So I'm just gonna cut everything back to a bud or a shoot. Dead stump. Stubs here that are dead. Kinda, you know, this is kind of fun, this movement. So I'm gonna let that all stay and go to there. couple of those ugly leaves off. So it's only about 92 today, Fahrenheit, here in Northern California. There's a bit of a breeze. Pretty pleasant, really, compared to how it's been. Yesterday was Father's Day. I hope all the fathers had a wonderful day. I hope those that aren't fathers had a good day with their fathers. I know I had a good day with my daughters. And my mom. And my mother-in-law. Some of the bigger leaves I'm just gonna partially defoliate. Seems like a pretty good method so far for me when these trees are hardened off. In other words, when the leaves form a waxy cuticle, the tree's not expending energy on them, and they're not transpiring as much water. And it sends signals to the tree to produce more. This did flower for me after I bought it and repotted it, which is kind of cool. I did buy it with flowers on it though, so I can't really, not really that I did anything necessarily to cause it, but yeah, you know. It's got lots of clumps of leaves, kind of like my ginkgo. I'm wondering if I should be thinning those out. I'm just going to try a few of the larger leaves and maybe see what happens with that action. Yeah, then I'm going to grab another one. Because now, one down, I'm on a roll. Alright, so this is that red oak. I know it doesn't look anything like a red oak leaf right now because of the defoliation that I did on it. But it is, I'm sure it is. I've got one of these where I work, and the leaves are huge. Actually, you know, I think here at the top, so I do have a bud trying here. I mean, I've got a bud at the base of every one of these petioles, but they just won't activate. So I'm gonna lose this top like that. Continue down, let's see, making these smaller. Because I want to tell the tree, you need to produce more leaves. Whoops. And let's forget from the top like that, okay. And I feel like this is pretty safe. Now here on the end of this branch, bend this wire back just a little bit. Take the tip off of this one. See if I can get that bud on the end to come to life. Here I've also got 3. I'm going to bring that back to 2. And then go ahead and I want this tree to be gone. Okay, yeah, we just don't have enough productivity going on here. We need to produce more. Again, on the end of this, I've got 3. I think I'll take this bottom one out. A little better cut there. So 2 at the end, staggered. Everything's staggered. 2 at the end here. just like that. We're 2 trees in. So yeah, we're crushing it now. I've picked another easy one. And I got a beer can, purely for size reference. So this is a tree I haven't done anything with as far as wire or... So yeah, there's a reference. And I'm not going to wire it. I wired my other ones and I'm really happy with doing that, but on this one I just think I want to cut back these straight branches for now, just to see what happens with it. And I know I could probably go farther with this, but I've got a branch already here, and so I'm gonna decide not to cut past that branch, and that's just what I'm doing now. Get a better cut on that, nice and flush. And then this one, same thing. It's quite straight here, but I've got a small branch already coming off of it, and so I'm gonna choose to keep that. I'm gonna cut back to this leaf, and I think I'll just remove this leaf as well. Try and get a little bit more of a flush cut on that. Yeah, that's nice. This one to here. Just trying to reduce the length of some of these branches and see. I just want to see what the tree will give me. I love the Quercus agrifolia. If you live in California, you have to love oaks and redwoods. These things grow in the foothills here, and my niece used to call them broccoli. They look like broccoli out of the ground. They're just so, it's just a mound of green on the big mature coast live oaks. Like that. And now I am again going to partially defoliate some of these big leaves. I think I'll just take completely off if they're monstrous like that. So I don't know if you can tell, the leaves are really crackly. That's showing up on camera, but really hard leaf, really waxy, really slow water moving. Don't transpire a lot of moisture, don't move a lot of moisture. I mean, they're just really a hardy tree, and that's why they do well here. Of course, I know they can put a taproot down a hell of a long ways and find underground fissures of water. And they've got to, because they use a lot of water. I heard that the guy that I originally watched when I was trying to collect oaks, I believe it was his video where he said that these oaks can use 500 gallons of water a day. Yeah, I've heard that, you know, you can fully defoliate these trees and probably not have a worry as far as them putting on new growth, but you know, I'm not there. I'm not ready to take that kind of a chance. I'm good with partial defoliation and seeing what happens. I want my trees to live through the operation that I do. Eventually, I don't want that to be my goal. I don't want to be 5 and 10 years into my bonsai adventure and be going, oh geez, I hope it lives. I want to be at a point where I'm comfortable doing what needs to be done and knowing that the tree's not just going to survive, but that it's going to react the way I want it to. That's where I want to be. I don't want to be, like I said, 15 years in and do something and go, I hope it makes it. Yeah. Hopefully by then I know whether it makes it by doing the right thing. That's a lot of leaves there. Let me just take this one off. Another one where there's 3 leaves and not just 2. I think I'll take this one off as well. And that is tree number 3. Let's try for number 4. Alright, so yeah. Sweetgum, liquid amber, maybe. This tree was collected. I got videos on this tree. This was one of my awesome beginner trees. Again, so there's your size reference. I'm gonna start, and I'm just gonna take off every leaf that I partially that I cut previously, because you can see I got what I wanted out of it. Pretty much every leaf that's a full leaf happened since I partially defoliated. So I'm gonna take these leaves off that I did cut. This thing's a fast grower, moves a lot of water, dries out really quick with all this green foliage on it. And I'm not even really worrying about where these are right now. If they're cut, I'm taking them off. If I can find them. I think I probably cut that one and actually tried to shape it, maybe. Here's a little triangle leaf here. This one was cut wrong. Looks like a butterfly. Here's one here. All my low branches. This one was cut. Almost there. Now moving up the tree. That's about got it for. Here's one here I've missed. This one I must have tried to shape too. That thing can't be natural. So it's going. Down here on this lower branch, this is going to be new growth. I'm going to leave these big leaves on, but this one that does shade out, this one I'm going to take off. Got another couple of monster leaves here. Really aren't hurting anything. This one kind of jets up, so I'll remove it. This branch hopefully will gain some vigor. It's not going to cause structural issues. It doesn't come off of this primary branch as the same place as this one. So I will be able to use it, possibly. I think I'm just going to let it rock. Everything looks like it can get some pretty decent sunlight. This has just really put on a lot of growth. This leaf I'll take off at the top. Looks like I accidentally cut another one there. I'll get another one that jets up off the top. I'll take it off. Looks like these leaves can pretty much photosynthesize there where they are. So I like this one, which means I think I'll take off this one. So I don't see it getting enough light to do much. These two are nice. Let's see if I can figure out what's going on here. Okay, this one comes off of this low branch, which I probably want to leave. I think I will leave that. I'll just go ahead and roll the dice that gets the sunlight that it needs. I'd like to see these branches sort of elongate. They're really bushing out. This one kind of grows back into the trunk, so I'll lose it for now. Well, I'll lose it permanently, actually. I think I can get rid of this long one as well. It interferes with two leaves. So yeah, I've taken out a couple of leaves here. One in the back. I've got this kind of situated where I think these will photosynthesize okay. These small little branches that are growing here have really got a lot of clusters of leaves on them. I think I don't want that. I've got enough here that I'm going to lose that big one too. And I'll try and come back a little bit more with that petal right there. Hopefully with some air and some light, those will develop. Before I get to the top, I'll get to these branches. Put some motion in that. So I'll take this one off right here. Let these smaller ones have some light. This back branch has got, I want these small leaves to get some sunshine. So I'm just gonna see if I can cut this one out of the way for now without losing it completely. It's not bad. I think I like that. Let's move up the tree. I'm going to take the top off down to these. Take it off down to these smaller, really small leaves. Just kind of explore a little bit. Here as well. This one I'm going to leave because I don't have anything developing there yet. This one I'm going to take off. So I've got a nice little group of leaves right here. Actually, I think I'm going to do the partial thing on that one too. That's not right. Is that right? Yeah, that's not bad. Take the points off of these. I'm going to let this branch get a little bit more lignified before I try and lay it down. So yeah, maybe just here. This is a pretty monster leaf. Doesn't really have to be pretty at this point, as you can obviously see. It will come off eventually. Alright, so this is a sycamore. This was just a tiny little seedling when I pulled it out of a wire basket on a bicycle ornament in my mom's front yard. And it was funky growing, so I went ahead and stuck it in this pot, kind of laying down on its side. And I lost my first frame of reference for size, so I figured everybody would need another one. It's growing nicely, really is. And I've got there's a lot of new growth happening on this tree right now. I mean, it really looks nice. It's got lovely green color. It's growing well, it's rooting well. It's like laying down clear over here. This is a big root sticking up out of the pot, which I kind of wanted. I kind of wanted that. And these also. But what I don't want is I don't want these two branches growing at the same spot on the trunk. Which means it's actually 3 branches. I've got this one, I've got here, but then this as well. And since this one, I've got enough growing up straight right now, so I think what I've got to do is I got to lose everything on this side and keep this. I think, I'll have to put movement in these branches eventually. I don't know. I may just chop it short right now and see if I can create taper that way and movement. Maybe I won't wire it. I'm not sure. So that really reduces, obviously, the tree considerably right there. I mean, and now I'm down to 3 branches. It's pretty much what I got. A little green bug of some sort to here. I'm just gonna leave 3 branches and 3 leaves on. And I think I'll cut the leaves back as well. I just am feeling crazy. So let's see what happens. The tree is hardened off, it's energy positive. It should still be able to photosynthesize and produce food. And it was also pushing new growth, so that means it wants to grow bigger. It wants to be a big tree. And if it's got the energy to do that, it should be able to respond. I hope it responds. I'm gonna just gamble and say it's gonna respond. So that's what I'm left with. I can see some wire. These branches are getting stiff right now, but I could see putting some movement in these. I don't know. We'll see what pops up on it. That's what I got left. So yeah, I feel like I'm on a roll now. I think I'm gonna grab one more. My last tree is gonna be my geranium. And really it just needs to be deadheaded is basically what it is. But I think I've got a couple of branch tips that are gonna need to come off, where I'm just gonna treat it like a tree. And if I've got 3, I'm gonna take it back to 2. But first, I'm gonna lose these really pretty spent pink flowers. It was lovely. And it just goes to show you that you put any damn thing you want in a pot, and grow it and see what happens. My daughter gave me these. I said, yeah, I'm gonna bonsai those things. So that's what I did. So right here is where I've got this junction of 3. And structurally speaking, from a bonsai perspective, I don't want that because it's going to give me a big fat trunk right there. And I'm not looking to get the big fat trunk. So if I take the middle one out, I lose a lot of nice bifurcation. Oh, I lose this bifurcation, and I've got new growth at the top. This is probably, I don't know. I mean, I've got the kind of the nicest movement. I've got some bifurcation in the back there. This isn't a bad branch, though. Really, it's not. You see this? These are getting woody and lignified. I mean, I don't know if you'd say lignified. Is that lignified? It's definitely woody. These are getting woody trunks, so that's kind of cool. Hoping I can keep them small. The idea behind the pot is to keep them small. See, if I take that middle one out, then I got this big, wide, obtuse angle. You know, kind of the slingshot action. And I'm not crazy about that. I think I'm going to keep that back branch. I'm not sure. If I lose that, you really can't see it. I'm not going to want to play around with a bunch of angle on this thing. I'm going to lose the back branch. I'm going to keep this. This one kind of comes out of the trunk a little more like I want it to, so that's what I did with that. Nice flush cut. Happy with that. I've got an old cut up here that I can clean up a little nicer. Maybe a little cluttered here, so I'll take this inside leaf off. Take this one off. Strictly speaking, bonsai talk. So I've got 3, because I've got a trunk and 2 branches. I've got a trunk and 2 branches. I don't know if I can really call them branches or not, but I think I like this, so I'm going to lose this, which means I need to lose this so that I stagger down the trunk. I like that stem here that can come off. I'm going to let those rock. And these aren't an issue. They stagger. This one staggers. And when I say stagger, I just mean that they don't come off the trunk at the same spot. It's a really nice leaf. And this one kind of clutters things up inside, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to call that it for a hot June afternoon. I hope everyone is enjoying less restrictions. I'm going to have a couple more size references, and I hope everyone enjoys their bonsai. Take care.